least 179 people are feared dead after a plane carrying 181 passengers skidded off a runway as it landed and smashed into a wall at a South Korean airport. The Jeju Air flight was returning from Bangkok when the horror unfolded at Muon International Airport in South Korea, the Yonhap news agency reported. Horror footage showed the moment the 15-year-old Boeing 737-800 aircraft slid along the runway, before plowing into concrete and erupting into a ball of flames. South Korea's emergency office said the jet's landing gear appeared to have malfunctioned, with a bird striking the aircraft among the theories that could have possibly caused the crash. There were wails in the airport's arrivals hall as families wept loudly when a medic announced the names of 22 dead passengers. They were identified by their fingerprints. The still rising death toll includes at least 82 men and 83 women, according to the National Fire Agency. 2 crew members, a man and a woman, were miraculously rescued from the tail section of the burning plane. The horrific crash is one of the deadliest disasters in South Korea's aviation history. News One agency reported a passenger sent a text message to a relative saying a bird was stuck in the wing. Family members hugged and cried at the airport as Red Cross volunteers handed out blankets to bereaved relatives. One stood at a microphone to ask for more information from authorities. "My older brother died and I don't know what's going on," he said. "I don't know." Mortuary vehicles lined up outside to take bodies away, and authorities said a temporary morgue had been established. The bodies of 11 other passengers aboard the deadly flight were so brutally injured that their gender was not immediately clear, officials said. The passengers on board the flight included 173 South Koreans and 2 Thais, Yonhap reported. 2 survivors were miraculously pulled from the wreckage, but all of the remaining 179 passengers are presumed dead. They were both crew members and are conscious, the fire agency said. 32 fire trucks and several helicopters were deployed to contain the fire. About 1,560 firefighters, police officers, soldiers and other officials were also sent to the site. Lee Hyun-ji, a response team officer at the local fire department, said the death toll would likely continue to rise, due to the critically injured. Senior Transport Ministry official Ju Jong-won said workers have retrieved the flight data and cockpit voice recorders of the plane's black box, which will be examined by government experts investigating the cause of the crash and fire. Ju said the runway at the Muon airport will be closed until January 1st. The Jeju Air website this morning was changed to a black background with a message that read, "We deeply apologize to all those affected by the incident at Muon Airport. We will make every effort to resolve the situation. We sincerely regret the distress caused." In a post on social media site X, Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra expressed deep condolences to the families of those affected by the accident. She said she had ordered the Foreign Affairs Ministry to provide assistance immediately. Karati Kishmanawat, director of the airports of Thailand, confirmed in a statement that Jeju Air Flight 7C-2216 had taken off from Suvarnabhumi Airport with no reports of abnormal conditions with the aircraft or on the runway. Jeju Air issued a statement expressing its deep apology over the crash and said it will do its utmost to manage the aftermath of the accident. In a televised news conference, the airline's chief executive, Kim Yi-bae, gave a deep bow with other senior company officials as he apologized to bereaved families and said he feels full responsibility for the incident. He said the company had not identified any mechanical problems with the aircraft following regular checks and that he would wait for the results of government investigations into the cause of the incident. Haunting snaps taken from the scene shows a huge plume of smoke as scores firefighters with 32 trucks were tackling the blaze. The horror crash is believed to have been caused by contact with birds, resulting in malfunctioning landing gear as the plane attempted to land at the airport in the country's southwest. The flight had reportedly attempted one landing before being forced to turn around and try to land again when the landing gear failed to lower normally. The aircraft appears to slide along the runway, but it fails to slow down. It then slams into the concrete wall at the end of the runway and erupts into a ball of flames. Frantic emergency services then rushed to the scene. According to flight radar data, the plane was a 15-year-old Boeing 737-800 departed from Bangkok at 2:29 a.m. local time and was due to arrive at 8:30 but landed at 8:59 a.m. Boeing has said it is in contact with Jeju Air about the disaster. In a statement, the planemaker said, "We are in contact with Jeju Air regarding Flight 2216 and stand ready to support them. We extend our deepest condolences to the families who lost loved ones. And our thoughts remain with the passengers and crew." A photo showed the tail section of the jet engulfed in flames on what appeared to be the side of the runway. With firefighters and emergency vehicles nearby, firefighters have since extinguished the fire and search and rescue operations have been deployed on site. An on-site investigation has now been launched to determine the exact cause of the crash. Acting President Choi Sang-mok called for the mobilization of all resources to save the passengers. All related agencies must mobilize all available resources to save the personnel, he instructed officials in a statement. The Foreign Office has confirmed no Britons were on board the flight. It is one of the deadliest disasters in South Korea's aviation history. The last time South Korea suffered a large-scale air disaster was in 1997, when a Korean airline plane crashed in Guam, killing 228 people on board. In 2013, an Asiana Airlines plane crash landed in San Francisco, killing 3 and injuring approximately 200. Sunday's accident was also one of the worst landing mishaps since a July 2007 crash that killed all 187 people on board and 12 others on the ground when an Airbus A320 slid off a slick airstrip in Sao Paulo and collided with a nearby building. According to data compiled by the Flight Safety Foundation, a nonprofit group aimed at improving air safety. In 2010, 158 people died when an Air India Express aircraft overshot a runway in Mangalore, India, and plummeted into a gorge before erupting into flames, according to the Safety Foundation. Thank you so much. See next videos.